Hello again. Here I'm going to show you the appropriate knife for the appropriate job. Been showing a few bits of knife work lately and I just want to clarify which knife you should be using for a particular job. First of all, obviously not a knife. This is what is traditionally known as a steel. It's not used as sharpening a knife, more so straightening the blade of the knife. So if your knife is currently sharpened already, you just run it along the edge of this, following the same direction you did sharpen your knife. That's just to give you that really clean, crisp edge of your knife. Steels will set you back, well, for a good one, such as this one, German made F. Dick, no jokes intended, that's about $90. We now here have a paring knife, or paring knife, however you prefer to pronounce it. Now you can use this for a few range of things. Traditionally I use it for peeling. You'd say grab a potato, peel as such. You can use it for a few other things as well, like opening a jar for example. I'll show you that again later on down the track. Now this here, filleting knife. Now this one here is a Dexter Russell brand. Of course, the TV show is named after this brand of knife. It's a really good American brand of knife. Nice soft rubber handle, you can see that there. Very thick, tough steel on the Dexter Russell. For the inexperienced knife sharpener, you may find this one really tough to get the blade sharp. The advantage of that is, once you do get it to the blade consistency you want, you'll find it will keep its sharpness a lot better than your softer steel. Now this one, you've seen this one before. This is my Geisser knife. This is known as just a traditional chef knife. This is actually quite small for most chef knives. You'll probably find in shops they get up to this long, maybe even a bit longer than that. For myself, as compared to the hand, I find this is the most appropriate working size for me. Probably the most versatile knife, as opposed to the filleting knife, which you'd probably use for, say, I don't know, of course filleting. Taking the skin out of a chicken, sinew, slicing your beef. This one's certainly more your common use knife. Slicing parsley, onions, anything that requires that flat edge you can rub against the knuckles. Speed slicing, for example. Now we'll move towards the bigger knives. But before that, we have, of course, the shark feeding glove. Well, as most people like to call it. It's just a chainmail glove. This one here is a full arm length one. Most apprentices will use one like this. A bit medieval, as you'll notice. There's quite a bit of work that goes into producing one of those. This particular unit there, that costs about $270. So if you're an apprentice, most of your tools for trade will go just on this. Okay, now we have the big steak knife here. Now this is the one that your butchers you'll see using to slice through the really big sections of beef. Probably a bit impractical to use as far as your everyday household knife. You'll see this is still a Dexter brand, a very good brand this one. Good weighted knife. Good striking motion as well. I mean it's quite an intimidating knife, yes. Second to last we have this one here. It looks a bit like a machete really. Similar function to this one here, but you'll notice it's got the wider edge here. That'll really give you that weighted chop. Good for, well, chops for example, anything with a bone or just something that you need a little bit of force to get through, which, you know, traditionally what you'd use a machete for. So, it's really your main kitchen knives that you'll probably come across. I mean, there's a few other ones out there, but these are certainly the most common style ones. Last but certainly not least, you have yourself a 1 meter ninja sword here. Now you'll notice the ninja sword is completely different to your traditional samurai sword, which will have the curvature on it to help go through some form of flesh. This is a completely straight blade. As you'll see, the ninjas themselves, they prefer a straighter blade. It makes less noise when cutting through the air. In fact, when you do cut through this one, it will make a nice shush sound as it goes through. And this would traditionally be used for, I don't know, hacking down the enemy that comes into your house, defense against the zombie apocalypse when combined with the chainmail glove, or just keeping the King of England out of your face. Queen in our case at the moment, but we'll see when Charles gets his power. Yeah, that thus concludes my knife guide. We'll see you next time.